Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a review on the new Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. I just picked mine up not too long ago. I have heard amazing things about it, so I have been wanting to try it for myself. I picked it up in the shade Fair Neutral, which I got because I am a mixture of pink and yellow undertones, and so therefore making me a little more neutral. I'm going to read you a little bit about it, kind of its claims. So the website says that it's a 12-hour wear. It's a creamy matte, and it said it feeds your appetite for weightless natural coverage and good for your nutrients, or good for you nutrients. It is also vegan, hypoallergenic, 12-hour wear, dermatologist tested and sulfate free. It's formulated without gluten, talc, artificial fragrances, parabens. So it's just kind of overall a really natural, healthy looking foundation. Now it does say it's a creamy matte, but I have seen some reviews saying that it's a little bit more of a natural glowy finish, so we shall see. Now it does give like a how-to on the website as well, so it says if you want medium coverage, apply with a foundation brush. For fuller coverage, apply with a sponge. So I personally want to try to get as much coverage as I can out of it just to see its full potential, so I will be using a sponge today. It comes in 12 different shades and it ranges from fair neutral to rich honey. So it has a pretty good broad range of colors, but without further ado, I'm just going to get started into the actual application. So it comes in this little bullet here. It's actually quite hefty. It's actually really cute packaging, but you get, I believe, 0.32 ounces or 9 grams of product. So I'm just going to start by drawing it on my face. So I'm not sure how much I'll need, so I'll start with a little. It is so creamy. I'm eager. Okay, so we'll see if this is enough. Now it did say if you want fuller coverage to apply with a sponge, so I'm just going to take my L'Oreal sponge and start blending this in. Okay, so it's blending decently. It is definitely a very creamy formula, and this is a really good color match. So definitely comes quite fair. So I'm noticing that I am having to do, since it is a stick foundation, I'm having to kind of do a little bit of a swiping motion just to kind of get those lines to blend out, but it still blends quite easily. So far, I think we're getting about medium coverage out of it, so we will definitely see if it is buildable, if I can layer it up and kind of add coverage where I want it. Okay, so that layer is blended in. Let me look in my mirror here. It has a really natural, pretty finish. It is definitely not matte, but it's not sticky at all. So I was thinking with a creamy stick foundation that it'd be kind of like sticky or tacky, but it feels really good on the skin and it's so lightweight, like I cannot feel it. But I am going to add a second layer where I think I want more coverage, and we're going to see if this is buildable. So I'm going to try it just on this half first, and then go to the other half. Okay, so I think you can see the difference between this side and this side. It is definitely buildable. Let's see how the texture looks. It is a little more textured on my chin, but I'm very used to that just because my skin is kind of going through something right now. I don't know. But overall, this has a beautiful finish. You can definitely see it in the camera. It is just super glowy, very natural looking, still looks like skin, but I definitely have that coverage. So I would definitely say it's medium buildable coverage. And then I'm just going to even it out by adding another layer on the other side. Okay, so this is the finished foundation application. It blended really, really well. I think initially it didn't because it was kind of that top layer of the foundation, but once you kind of warm it up, it just, I mean, it blended flawlessly. It has a really, really pretty natural finish to it. It is not sticky. I mean, it feels like foundation, but it's not sticky or anything like that. It doesn't feel heavy, and so far I'm in love with this. I love the way that it looks on my skin. I love a dewy, glowy finish, so it's definitely not matte, but since they advertise it as a creamy matte, I believe that's going to help with longevity as far as wear goes. But I am going to I'm gonna show how like concealer and stuff like that blends on top. So I'm gonna go in with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Chantilly and apply this exactly how I normally would. Now, I didn't apply any primer because I want to see how it works without any extra help. But I am going to do my makeup just exactly how I would normally, because that is the best way to see how it works for myself. Okay, now I'm going to see how this blends out. I'm not having any trouble so far. Not saying that I will, but seems to be working just fine. It's actually blending out real flawlessly. I love this concealer. Okay, so I love NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. You can see how flawless it just makes the skin look. But with this foundation, I had no trouble blending it out. It didn't leave any streaks in the foundation. The foundation didn't like come up as I was blending the concealer. So far, I'm in love with it. So now it's time for powder. I'm gonna go in with my tried and true, the e.l.f. Translucent and Soft Luminance, and set this where I get creasy. So I'm going to put this right underneath my eyes. And I like to have a dewy finish, so I don't really apply much powder. I'm also going to add this around my smile lines and on the sides of the nose. Okay, so this is the completed foundation. I have just set underneath my eyes and a little bit in my T-zone where I normally will have some shine breakthrough. Now, my skin is pretty dry, so I only add that powder where I absolutely need it. I have not applied any like in this area or like around here, so you can see that the foundation, this is just the foundation alone. It has a really, really, really pretty glow. One thing that I was nervous about, that I'm always nervous about with cream products, is when I put the powder on, that it picks up the foundation with it, so then it just like turns red and just doesn't look cute. But I have had zero problems with this foundation, and I love the way it looks. So I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and I will be right back. Okay guys, so I now have the rest of my makeup on. I did film a tutorial on this look, so stay tuned for that. I don't know if it's gonna be up before or after this video, but I'm going to tell you my final thoughts on the Tarte Clay Stick Foundation. So everything blended out beautifully on top of this foundation. I didn't have any problem with product sticking or blending out unevenly. It's not patchy. I use products that I normally love, so that way I could get the, you know, the right effect and tell you how I truly feel about this foundation and not have any gimmick or anything like that. A little bit of this stuff goes a long way, so I feel like even though it's, you know, a smaller stick foundation, it's still going to last you just as long as it would any other foundation. I will zoom you in for a close-up so you can kind of see like texture. Every single foundation or concealer that I have ever used in my entire life has always settled in smile lines. This one is not too bad. It has been about, let's see, almost 2 hours since I first applied it because I am really slow and I did a really long video. I also had to charge my battery in the middle of filming. So I've had it on for about 2 hours while filming under lights, so it has held up pretty well. It feels a little tight around my nose, and it is settling. Not bad though, but then again, like I said, around this area any foundation that I use kind of settles, but hopefully this will focus and you can kind of see skin texture and kind of how it looks. Yes, I am not perfect. I do have blemishes and skin texture, but that is normal. But hopefully you can kind of see how beautiful this foundation really is. I definitely think it's going to be a new favorite of mine. I have a feeling that it's going to last really well throughout the day because it has not moved. It did not budge at all while I was filming. So I would give this foundation a 5 out of 5 stars, and I definitely recommend it. I believe it's good for all skin types because I'm super dry, and even though it claims to be a creamy matte, it has not dried me out. It did not cling to any dry patches, so I definitely think it is usable for anyone. Has versatility as far as coverage. You can definitely build it up. It is medium to full or medium buildable, however you want to say it, but I personally really like it. So that is all that I have for this video today. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, and if there are any other products that you would like me to review for you, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, and I will try to do that for you. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.